Hello, welcome to part two. As I explained at the end of the last video, it was getting a bit too long, so I decided to split it up into two. So there's a little bit of weird continuity going on because I've only made that decision towards the end of the video when I realised it was overrunning. But this is part two. In this, you're going to see the massive pile of stuff I've got from Ed at Premium Hobbies, which is really cool and exciting, and also some kits as well. So and a few other bits and bobs maybe. So all right, here we are. Here is part two. Right, another channel sponsor now, Ed at Premium Hobbies has sent me this. What do I do with my knife? Right, I'm gonna have to fight my way through all these without causing absolute carnage. So what's Ed sent me? Oh, these are handy. So these are the paint clips, as you can see there, and yeah, brilliant. Hio parts. Hio. Yeah, awesome. Wasn't expecting those. Thanks, Ed. Infini paint clips. Now, oh, that's really cool. So these got these are like those ones, but these have got little rubberized, grippy ends on. So they're cool. Yeah, and these are the traditional ones. Infini do some brilliant stuff. Ed is, I think Ed might even be their importer. I'm gonna have to ask him. From Korea. Really handy. Thank you, Ed. I was not expecting those. Right, something every modeler needs are these sorts of things. Now, Ed 3D prints these. Let me see, Premium Hobbies. No more spillage. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, these are obviously for the square bottles for Tamiya or guns or something. So, yeah, absolute lifesaver. Thank you, Ed. Brilliant. Oh, this is quite cool. This is a little sort of workstation thing. Is that for ammo? No, it's not for ammo. Yeah, find out what goes in there. But that's oh yeah, probably that might be a micro set, micro sole type thing for your brushes. That's really useful. Oh wow! Right. I'll get these out later. How cool is that? So this is for the sanding set, the Infini sanding set. Same for that. I've got an element of OCD, and I hate having an untidy bench, even though it really gets untidy. And I've I've got just toolboxes with this stuff chucked in. So if I can make all this neat, and it means I'll use these even more. So they're brilliant. Oh, bloody hell, Ed. This is amazing. I only asked for a few bits and pieces, and he sent me all this stuff. This is fantastic. So what's this one? This is a mixing stick, again from Hio. That's going to be really useful. I normally just use the back of a paintbrush. Yeah, this is flexible, so you can scrape it off at the end. That's brilliant. These are Infini files, diamond taper files. Brilliant, because I've had my files. I bought them £5 from the bargain shop about 20 years ago, and they ain't great. Clear files, that's brilliant. So I'll have all these will be tested on the next build for sure on that Spitfire. Decals decal squeegee. Oh, that's quite cool, isn't it? So you can, again, so I'll test both. I've got obviously the ammo brush and the decal squeegee. That's really useful. MRP paints, we'll get those out in a second. Keep going through this box of treasures. Right. These are from Infinity. Sanding sheet of sticker type. Oh, brilliant. So I think the idea of this is, so at the backing here is your, like, looks to be self-adhesive sanding sort of sheets, and then you stick them on these. And look at that, which means you can get right in nice and fine, or you can have the flat one there. So that is going to be absolutely brilliant. Nice one, Ed. Kumano brush. That is for cleaning out your airbrush. Now I just use a really old brush, and it's not the best. This is ultra long. So the advantage of this is you're much less likely to scrape the inside of your colour cup with the metal thing. I'm going to pause it there because someone's at the door. Sorry about that. It was actually for me. So what was I talking about? Yeah. So it's quite easy to scratch with a much shorter brush. Scratch your colour cup, and if you scratch your colour cup, it's going to be much harder to clean and all that kind of stuff. So that is going to be mega useful. More of these, all different sizes for different types of bottle. Even more. Decal fixer. Who's this from? This looks like Korean. I wonder if this is, or is it Japanese? I can't even see the brand name on this. It must be Infinity, I think. Yeah. Good. So I'll test that. We'll see how that works out. Right, some more MRPs. We'll go through the MRP collection in a second. Right. So, when Ed asked me, he said, mate, is there anything you want? I said, I could do with a few MRP colours and a few of the Infinity sanding sponges, if that's all right, please, mate. And just a few of the holders, because I keep knocking over my glue. And he said, yeah, no worries. And he sent all this extra stuff, which is really generous. So, what we have here is the Infinity sanding sponges. Now, I've got the Infinity sanding sticks. Did I just get some of them out? Or maybe it's my imagination. Or maybe it's because I'm hanging out my... Oh, no, I did. Yeah. So, I use these quite regularly, these sanding sticks. And I think they're absolutely brilliant. But what I didn't have is any of the sponges. Ever since young Florrie packed it all in, which is a real shame, but we all know why. So that is going to be absolutely brilliant. And then these little wee ones here, which are going to be really handy as well for, you know, smaller models and just cleaning up sort of detailed parts. That goes all the way up to 7,000, 400 to 7,000. How cool is that? Premium ultra precision soft sanding stick, full set. Brilliant. All for these sorts of things. I'm running out of space here, and this stuff's really cool. Sanding sponge sheets, infinitely flexible. Cut it to any size you like. Really good for sort of keeping over the compound curve. Sorry, I keep looking at me, not the camera. Sorry about that. Absolutely brilliant. Wow, nearly at the end. Right, let's see what colours I've got. So, US Navy, grey, blue, light ghost grey for an F18. Brilliant. Right, so, excellent. These are the aqua colours. MRP acrylics, like classic acrylics, water-based. So I'm going to give these a test, and not only am I going to test them sort of traditional spraying, all that kind of blah, but it would be really interesting to do some weathering effects with these, sort of dilute them into washes, cloudy effects, fading. So I've got the REF set, extra sea grey, that was dark slate grey, sky, ocean grey. That's dark slate grey. What was that one? Light slate grey. That's quite useful, especially because I quite fancy doing a certain 208 squadron Spitfire Mark 18, Azure Blue. So that's that set. And in here we have PRU Blue, marking yellow, rubber tyres, tyre rubber, always really useful. Middle stone, marking red. That looks more terracotta-y than the standard acrylic one, and the marking blue, which looks to my eye a bit more saturated, so more accurate. Dark earth, dark green, dark sea grey. Well, I got that out and think, crikey, that looks purple. But the dark grey's on the other side. It's just separated out, so I need a good mix. Light earth. I'm going to have to build a gladiator now, aren't I? In desert colours. Light green. Oops. Medium sea grey. Medium sea grey. There we are. All the REF colours. So really looking forward to trying out those, and I'll do a separate test. You don't want to see the carnage that surrounds me at the minute. Right, let's see what just arrived. And then I've got 2 boxes and then we're finished. Oh, I know what this is. My replacement earphones, which they went duff. Noise cancelling, perfect for aeroplanes. Right, so surrounded by carnage. What I'm going to do now is I've got 2 kits to show you. So this is from Andy at Antics, very old mate of mine. Antics in Bristol, I have to say, because Antics are all over the place. I think Coventry, they've got one. Maybe Reading as well? Or maybe I'm making that up. Struggle is real. So this is the obviously this is the Mosquito, the new one from Special Hobby. Also got a decal sheet for the P40. Oops. Yeah, anyway, so I got 1/72 to go, Battle of France. In fact, no, I think the reason why I bought this one was because of it's got a ferry battle in there. Masking set for the Mosquito. No, that's the masking set for the Mosquito. That's the masking set for the battle. Early harness for the battle. AML seat harness. It's Gloucester Gladiator, but it's the early seat harness in 72nd scale. So bought that for the ferry battle as well, so I can choose. That's why I've got a few of them. Space set for the Mozzie. Wheel set for the Mozzie. Wheel set for the Fairy Battle. Yahoo set for the Fairy Battle. I want to do my battle next year. And then in here is obviously the kit for the Mosquito. Now, Roy, he of Barracuda, is extremely upset because he said that the fuselage is way too fat. And it can, you know, completely ruins it for him. And he is a dyed-in-the-wool Mosquito expert. So that's really put me off doing this kit. So I've got a decision. Do I just say, sod it, I'm going to make it anyway? Or do I sell on my Mozzie kit? I just don't know. But I do love the Belgian markings in this. So I have a decision to make. Right, last one, people. Right, so I got this from Creative Models. It was 27 quid. And it's the Trumpeter 109. The reason I bought this is not because I'm going to be making a Trumpeter 109. The reason I bought this is going to be my review paint mule. I've got, obviously I've got these MRP aqua colours to test. I've got the VMS primers, which I've used a few times actually, and I want to bring like a proper on test for that. So I thought I need a proper painting mule because the fuselage 1/48 scale fuselage for a Spitfire is a little bit too small. So I bought this, and like I said, it's only like 27 quid, free delivery. And I thought this would make a big... Sorry, shall I just move all that? Sorry about that. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, I thought this would make the perfect kit for a paint mule. So we can test all that stuff out. So there we are. I've got to the end. I am surrounded by carnage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split this video into two, because this is going to be about 45 minutes otherwise, because there's so much stuff. And I didn't realise there was anywhere near as much as stuff as this. I'm also slowly dying as well. So I've got a lot of editing. So it's gonna seem a bit weird. The continuity of this, because I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna splice it into two, split it over two videos. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I always get, they don't get the most number of views by any stretch, but the people who do watch them tend to really like them, which is why I keep doing them. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, please bear with me for the continuity, the sound of my voice, the sniffing, the coughing, the sneezing. And if you can give me lots of sympathy in the comments, that'd be great, because I'm getting zero from the missus. And yeah, there we are. Right, thanks very much for watching. I'm now going to try and film a bit of a continuity bit in the middle, so it won't look too weird. And I'll see you very soon. Cheers, bye-bye.